Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, friends and colleagues from across the world. Welcome to our webinar today, scheduled as the Dentistry Fund and the Dental Investment Hour. A Dentistry Fund is a new project that we have launched that we will discuss in details today in terms of what's beneficial for investors as well as for companies with innovations. Today's speakers will be Dr. Stein, Dr. Zuckerberg, Dr. Javid, Dr. Krell, Dr. Khosravi, and Dr. Vanek, which I will introduce prior to each of their presentations. My name is Dr. Shah. I'm the founder of multiple brands. Our business at the Global Summits Institute is to innovate, create new projects that are based on the doctor-to-doctor concept, and have one of our constituents take over the project and bring it to commercialization. Currently, I operate Desert Dream Dentistry at Spa, where I practice part-time. I'm also the founder of the Global Summits Institute, the world's top doctors movement, the gala that we have been doing every 2 years. Dentistry Fund is one of our newer projects. And the Global Podinar series we have been doing for many years, and there's been over 400 of those, which create education without barriers, and some other projects that are currently in the pipelines. I'm also very interested in educational fronts, and therefore we launched the Dental Artificial Intelligence Association, as well as the Academy of Oral Surgery. The doctor-to-doctor concept is to create lean systems that benefit patients and doctors without third-party involvement. And we have tested it in dentistry. It's working out very good. And we would like our medical colleagues to consider doing the same in their professions for the purpose of sustainability, autonomy. So we are the first ones at this new concept, a new approach of the Global Summits Institute. What is doctor-to-doctor branded operations? Well, in the Global Summits Institute, currently we have 800 doctors in over 150 countries, and we derive our wisdom from this group, our lifelong relationships and friendships. The hashtag doctor to doctor will bring you to us on any social media platform, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, etc. What we have been doing for the past decade, we've been looking at a three-pronged approach to spark a paradigm shift. And this three-pronged approach means academic, administrative, and financial. If you're going to do something at this level, you have to address all the aspects of the profession. Our projects that we have currently launched, and there is at least 24 of them, they are about to be categorized in all of those different three different prongs. Today, we are speaking about one of the financial fronts. But as you see the products and the projects that we have been doing, and later in this presentation regarding Global Summits Institute, you will find that they fall into one of these three categories. What started with a small group of individuals now currently is again, in 156 countries to be exact. And these are our sort of our family. We are going to be issuing the last and final class, which is the class of 2025 with 200 doctors in it, which will reach 1,000 doctors by the end of this year. After that, it will transform into a different project, which is the Top Doc Club. But if you have doctors of high moral fiber that have accomplished something to the benefit of doctors, that act selflessly at times to advance our profession, please refer them to us. There's a link there for the nomination. We intend to invite all of these doctors to our next Global Summit, Global Institute Summits World Gala. Doctors World Gala last year was a grand success with an estimated 500 doctors that present. This next year, we are going to have double the fun, and we intend to write medical dental history. So you're invited to look into that. I believe you're opening the registration very soon. This morning, the press release has been out regarding our project today, the Global Summits Institute and Revere Partners VC, launching a joint venture. We both bring different core competencies to the table. I've known the proprietor and founder of Revere Partners for many years in the early days when he started. We have a common vision, and we are advanced enough now at this stage to realize that vision. I invite you guys to read that, and this is also hashtagged as Doctor to Doctor. So, in dental investment hour, we're going to start a series tailored to dentistry professionals seeking insight and opportunities in investment within their field. It aims to educate and connect dentists with potential investment avenues in the dental industry. For the last 10 years, one of our priorities on top of our patients and as our families and our lives and the plans that we have, and we want to invest and retire at some point, but we don't know where, we don't know how, we don't have that business acumen. So I went through this process in the last decade to find opportunities that make sense. I've learned a thing or two in the MBA program of markers that I look for. So I've invested in several companies, but then, one day I thought maybe all my colleagues or many of my colleagues are encountering the same issue. So how can we facilitate a better situation so people can invest in something they understand, their own profession, and also create a structured way for companies that have innovations to raise funds. So the dentistry fund came about, and we got together, and all of our closer allies thought it was a good idea. So we are launching this in an effort to achieve those two fronts in a much more streamlined and lean way with predictable outcomes, essentially in a profession that we all understand. We believe that it will increase collaboration and networking between doctors, contribution by investors into their own profession, or anyone that wants to actually invest in the profession of dentistry or advance our common goals. I invite you guys to look at Dentistry Fund for more details and learn about how we are taking different companies, placing them in a basket, and offering that basket. So if I'm, for example, a general dentist, or if I'm somebody that wants to get into dentistry, I just have to purchase into that basket. I'm part owner of all these companies in terms of equity. That way, I can focus on other things that are more pressing in life than this important task of investing and having a future and being able to retire. So again, hashtag Doctor to Doctor is what we are all about. So for this particular podium hour, we'd like to let you know that accredited investors can participate in this. If you don't know exactly what an accredited investor is, I invite you guys to look it up on the SEC website, and it lays it out precisely. However, Revere Partners, we see there will be able to answer questions for people that might be reaching out to learn more and address those accordingly, so we remain compliant and in good standing with all agencies. What is Basket One? Is a consortium of 6 companies. We are going to be looking to raise $6 million. The minimum investment is $10,000. That's something that's affordable for our colleagues. And the disclaimers you guys can find on the website if you click on Basket One, if you're an investor and you're interested in investing into a basket. If you're a company with innovation and ideas and you wish to learn more, there is also Basket Two, and I will explain to you guys how that process works. But this is the current basket. When this is completed, we will be looking at basket number 2. And also in the future, we'll have baskets based on technology, management, and so forth, maybe based on topics that interest a certain individual. That is also in the works. For these investors that are highly interested to come in and participate, next Sunday, we will have a dinner at Mastro's. There are 24 seats available, and I believe 16 of them are gone. If you're interested, you are welcome to email us at info@top100doc.com, or also you may contact Emmy, which I'll share her contact information shortly, to reserve your seat at the dinner. where we will also rehash a lot of the things that will be presented today and answer questions that you might have regarding each basket member and what they will bring to the table. And I'll later in this presentation, you will hear from every one of the basket one principals to learn about their project. Some are in technology, some are in product, some are in other topics, but it's a nice variety that pertains to dentistry. For example, artificial intelligence. We have one group talking specifically about that. So we invite you guys to reach out to us and join us at this dinner if you are interested. So for the innovators and entrepreneurs that are healthcare providers, I personally have a lot of experience with this. I know where you are. We want to enable you because you're the next generation and you're going to drive this profession forward for the next few generations to come. So enabling you is much better coming to a doctor group than any other group because we understand where your problems lie. If you don't make the same mistakes that others have made, you will prosper faster and sooner. Advice is very important. So we will also be there for you for that. We invite you to fill out a simple application, kind of give us an idea of what stage you're at, where you'd like to be, so we can have it reviewed by our team to see which companies are going to make it to basket 2. If you're just some individual out in the public space and you think that it's wise to invest in a profession to enable us to enable the public, please come talk to us. If you'd like to become an investor, you don't have to be a doctor to invest, but doctors will monitor and oversee this entire operation as this is our brand, this is our model. You're welcome to come in and become an investor and benefit from the healthcare industry. I still maintain my position that healthcare industry is number one, surpassing energy and others. You're welcome to come out. And if you actually look at the numbers a little closer, you'll see that healthcare remains industry number one. And we're at the helm of it. So please come out, invest with us, and let's enable doctors to enable patients. Interested accredited investors, please contact Imi Sivia. She's the head of investor relationships at Revere Partners. Dr. Jeremy Krell will elaborate on this. Here's this email address that's extremely important for you to get the information that you may seek and want, and also to participate. You have abilities to apply online and so forth, but this will give you another route of getting any questions you may have answered. And this will conclude my segment of the presentation. We would like to start by presenting our first speaker, Dr. Jeremy Krell, who will join us now. So, a little bit about Dr. Krell. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Krell. We appreciate your time on a Sunday.
Thank you for having me.
Dr. Krell is a very unique individual. I've followed his career for years. He's a general dentist and a business expert. Unbelievably, he still maintains practices, goes in, does things there, does things at different companies. But he's also the founder of Revere Partners. A managing partner of Revere Partners, the first independent venture capital fund dedicated to oral health, and Rise Health, the only inclusion-driven venture capital fund dedicated to oral health. So if you have an angle into the financial world through a doctor, Dr. Jeremy is it. Previously built out the Barchester Bay Group consisting of over 40 ventures, has held senior positions at startups, including Simplify and Verena Solutions. He has held leadership roles at Quip, a venture-backed unicorn business. If you guys know what a unicorn business is, a very large business. And Oscar Health, which is IPO'd in 2021. Dr. Jeremy is also involved in dental policy and serves as the chairman of the Workman School of Dental Medicine Board of Advisors at High Point University. He's a member of an ADA SCDI committee and the chair of the Business Development Committee for the Massachusetts Dental Society. One of the reasons I've always been very interested in your career is because both of us actually pursued an MBA. I look forward to your presentation. Thank you so much, Dr. Krell. You have the floor.
Thank you, Kinor, and welcome. Thank you to the Dentistry Fund Group and for this great effort. It's a pleasure to be here with everybody today. Today, I'm going to present a little bit of information to you about Revere Partners specifically. As part of basket number one, you have the opportunity to invest not only in all the other great companies here, but also in the Revere Partners Fund. So a little bit of background on Revere Partners. It is the only independent venture capital fund dedicated and focused on oral health technology. We have today 41 distinct and individual investments into dental technology companies. These are things like software, fintech, some biotech like devices and therapeutics. These include the occasional imaging or specialty product or software as well. Everything inside of the practice effectively. Today, we measure our performance based on this factor called internal rate of return. This is a measure of how well our portfolio companies that we've invested in, and not only invested in, but have strategically assisted, are doing. We consider ourselves a strategic investor, and so measure our success by the cumulative performance of our portfolio. Our IRR ranges between about 25 and 35%, and I'll speak later on how that compares to other alternative asset investments. We have a robust deal sourcing capability as well. We have sourced over 900 dental technology startups who have applied to us organically for funding. We have on our team over 150 years of experience, from our partners to our venture partners to our operating partners, our internal management team, and our key opinion leaders, a total of 108 today. And we range, for startups that look for a high return, high multiples as they exit. Revere, being a little over 4 years old now, has really finessed and in a way very much improved how it works. So the process works like this. There's an investment. We choose an investment amount, and Revere will spread that evenly over quarters. So if you're an investor coming into the fund and you want to invest, I'll choose for round numbers, $100,000. What we do is we take that number and we evenly spread it over 4 quarters. Let's say you start at the beginning of the year. So quarter one, 25,000, 2, 25,000, and so on. So that you're in a subscription period of one commitment spread evenly over those 4+ quarters in the commitment. We then deploy that capital. We put that capital to work, meaning we take the money that you've invested in an individual quarter and we invest it in 2 to 3 different companies each quarter. So your money, let's say your $25,000 comes into quarter number one. In quarter number one, we choose 3 top performing dental technology companies. We invest in them. Your $25,000 is put into those 3 different companies. From there, we make sure that our investors are engaged in everything that we do. So investor relations is key to us. We have a lot of reporting on those companies. So you'll see newsletters, you'll have individual portals that you can access to see what you've invested in, how much you're invested in each of those companies, how those companies are doing, how you might be able to help that company. So investor relations is very important to us. From there, we continue to scale the portfolio. So we do this quarter after quarter. We continue to improve the ways that we're helping these companies as well. And then ultimately, we help those companies to exit. And when those companies exit, when they have a large financial event, like they are acquired or they IPO, in other words, they're sold, that is when there's distributions made back to the investors. That's how investors make their money, when the companies in the portfolio that they were involved in exit. So a little bit about our performance compared to some of the other alternative asset options that you may have. So we measure, first of all, our IRR, internal rate of return, in 2 different ways. You'll see those 2 at the top of the legend on the right. The implied IRR means that we take the company's financial reporting, their financial statements, their revenue, their expenses, their profit, and we value them on a quarterly basis. And then our markup IRR, the red one, this is when a company receives a formal valuation. They don't receive them every quarter, which is why we also have an implied valuation IRR. But the markup IRR is one where they've received from another third party evaluation. So we've ranged towards the end of last year at a 19.6 in terms of an actual IRR and an implied IRR of 60.4%. You'll see these compared to the private equity index, S&P, healthcare S&P, real estate. Effectively, we are a very high-performing VC fund because we're focused on a niche sector and because we strategically help these companies perform. And this is a solid investment option against other investment options you may be making or considering making. So this is a good opportunity for diversification into a high-performing investment modality. This is just an estimate, but if you put in about 100K in 2021 and you annualize that all the way through to 2023, based on our performance over that time, the appreciation in your dollar, you would see it on an actual basis to about 143K and on an implied basis to about 257K. Again, these are estimates based on our IRRs. These are not guarantees of future performance. Venture capital investments are not liquid investments, so you can't just pull your money at any time. Remember, you get your money back when those companies exit, but this would be an estimate of the value of your dollar over time. Our fund works like many other venture capital funds. We invest in seed, Series A, Series B stage startups. We're looking at oral health specifically with this fund and the technology within it. While our focus is on the United States and North America and this market, we do make investments. About 20-25% of our investments are based or have business overseas. Our fees are standard. They are this 2% management fee over 10 years, which is taken out up front. We have a carried interest, which essentially means once you get paid back all of your invested capital and all of your fees, and you make more on top of that, like profit, there is a share where the investor takes 80% and the fund takes 20%. So essentially aligning incentives. If you win, we win. There's a small administrative fee for the different technology platforms that we're able to host and give you access to. We do a lot of reporting in an effort to engage our investors in everything that we're doing. And we're taking care of all of the administration and the accounting, the legal, everything like that is happening behind the scenes. You may ask yourself, what is Revere's role in the dentistry fund model, given that is how we run our fund? So how do we partner to help other organizations like this run? So this is a very unique relationship and a process that we've created directly with the Global Summits Institute and the other members in this basket. Revere helps in the sourcing and the due diligence of the companies that come up. Make sure that we are writing deep investment memos. It'll be made accessible to people considering investing in this model. Each investor is onboarded. They express their interest. They provide some information that allow us to set them up with an account. We ensure that everybody's accredited and that we do background checking, know your customer checking as is standard, and your commitments to the fund and to not only to Revere's fund, but to the dentistry fund model are anticipated. Your investment will be spread evenly over all of the basket members. So if you, again, choose to invest $60,000 just for easy numbers, and there are 6 members in 6 different basket members, then 10,000 of each of your dollars will go towards each company evenly. We will onboard you to our platform so that you'll have access and be able to see all of these opportunities. We will then close using an SPV process. So each company, each basket member will have a separate SPV or special purpose vehicle, an entity that we create for the sole purpose of pooling investors' dollars and investing in that one company. So each investor will have their portion of each company pooled into a vehicle just for that basket member, which will close into each basket. And then we will then host the engagement and communication with that company going forward from an investment perspective. So tracking of that company, any reporting on that company, questions about how we're facilitating that investment, we'll be handling all of that for you to make sure that you're having an optimal experience. Last but certainly not least, why get involved? Why invest in dental technology? Why do it through either into a Revere type fund, a venture capital fund, or into a model like this where you have various members of a basket pooled together? Well, there's 3 main reasons. One is financial upside. Investing in dental technology, as I've shown you, is a high performing, especially if you're doing it through a group, is a high performing financial decision. And you can be part of new innovations on the cutting edge. And especially if you're involved in the dental industry as a dental professional, you'll benefit from that as well. There's risk mitigation that goes on here. Funds do a lot of research. We do a lot of diligence. We structure the investments and the vehicles in very specific ways. There's a lot of compliance that goes into that. We're handling that for you. This is very different than if you decide to one-off invest in a particular company, where all of those elements are on you and not being taken care of for you. And ultimately, you get to stay informed of the latest and greatest in dental technology. And we are very encouraging of you utilizing it if that is applicable to your daily business. We hope that you'll consider investing in the Dentistry Fund model. We hope that you'll join us at Revere Partners VC, and we hope that you enjoy the rest of the discussion today with the different basket members. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation, Dr. Krell. We're very excited to be working with you and look forward to having you oversee the process of onboarding our future partners.
Thank you.
Very good. Next, we will discuss the Global Summits Institute, also a basket member, as is Revere. And Global Summits Institute, I gave you guys a brief overview of what it is. And the chief executive officer of that group has been there since the early days. World-renowned surgeon, Dr. Javid, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Dr. Shah.
Your credentials would take me a long time to read, but he's not only a DDS, but a PhD. He's a diplomat of the ICUI, fellow of the International Academy of Dental Facial Aesthetics, fellow of the California Implant Student, and on it goes. He's a distinguished and dedicated dental professional, a visionary, and a researcher with over 25 years of experience, providing world-leading dental care, oral surgery, and driving advancements within the field. Known as the doctor of doctors, he treats a lot of doctors, by the way, treats me too. Dr. Javid is the CEO of Dr. Smile Dental Group, CEO of Global Summits Institute, CEO of South Bay Implant Institute, and CEO of the Phlebotomy Educators, which is a hot topic for people that are into PRP and PRF and things of that sort, and is a pioneer of continuing education opportunities, a researcher in the area of PRF and blood-drawn derivatives, and has extensively contributed to numerous publications within the field of dental health. Dedicated to the dental equality, he's a board member of multiple dental institutions and manufacturers, including BioLace and 4M Institute, and non-for-profits, including Hunger Hero Program and Community's Child. A founding member of the Global Summits Institute, Academy of Oral Surgery, and Global Summits Institute, Dr. Javid is a renowned international speaker and entrepreneur committed to the doctor-to-doctor movement and its vision. Thank you so much for all that you have done for the profession, Dr. Javid, and what you do for the community. And I know you're a family man as well. Thank you, and please, you have the floor.
Thank you for having me, Dr. Shah. And it's a pleasure to be among all these other presenters. So thank you, friends and colleagues from across the globe. I'm here with you today to outline Global Summits Institute, a preeminent peer-to-peer organization in recognizing leading doctors from around the world who exemplify clinical excellence, research, and organizational leadership in serving the healthcare profession. GSI is of, by, and for benefits of the doctors, and is leading the industry with the formation of projects aimed to facilitate education and excellence, which I will outline further on this presentation. I will be taking you through the entire history, concept, and vision of Global Summits. I'll begin by outlining our background and growth through the world's top doctors program, top 100 doctors, and Doctors World Gala, before outlining the current projects in GSI portfolio. The Global Summits Institute is in a launching mode of a host of projects with the aim of causing a paradigm shift within the field of medical science on a global scale. Some of these projects, or as we call them, verticals, have now launched and are fully operational and are working towards realizing the vision of GSI. Global Summit Institute is a three-pronged approach to address issues within the industry of healthcare, which involves administrative, financial, and academic projects, which are led by doctors of the Institute, who by collaborating together, create a paradigm shift from within the industry itself. A decade in the making, the vision of GSI is to create a global think tank of renowned healthcare providers who exemplify clinical excellence, organizational leadership, and maximize networking between doctors on a global scale. The GSI was originally formed as a conference over a decade ago called the Global Implantology Summit, where a small group of doctors with a vision for a change met in LA. Out of this group came the initial board members, which expanded into other medical fields, which now have constituents in 150 other countries. The ultimate goal of Global Summit Institute is to facilitate doctor-to-doctor relationship across the entire spectrum of the healthcare professions, to facilitate information exchange, academic and educational trainings, and collaboration between doctors devoid of any third-party influence. The world's top doctors. Global Summits Institute is a conglomerate of brands formed out of world's top doctors, the mothership of multiple verticals, each with a specific purpose of furthering GSI's brand, vision, and goals. One of the initial projects of GSI, it has led to an ecosystem of friendship, wisdom, and ideologies, whereby members collaborate together, form businesses, and shape the projects that makes up GSI mission and vision. The world's top doctors are composed of clinicians, surgeons, researchers, innovators, and educators from around the world. This ecosystem continues to be a closed group system between healthcare providers, which has been a decade in the making. There are currently 23 projects in GSI portfolio, which each vertical being led by a doctor, enabling multiple collaborations to take place with GSI at the forefront. This enables GSI to expand into multiple brands and industries, with each being led by a member of either the top doctor from the dream team or from the world's top 100 doctors. The world's top 100 doctors currently consists of 800 doctors in 156 countries. There are 11 regions and 9 chairs overseeing the global operation. We are aiming for an additional 200 doctors to make up to 1,000 before converting this to what we will call the Top Doc Club. We have envisioned that these 1,000 doctors will be a part of the paradigm shift to the industry on a global scale. Following on from the world's top doctors class of 2025, the Top Doc Club will be made up of these 1,000 well-respected medical individuals and will surpass any other private membership club in the world. This will lead to Doctors World Gala, whereby these 1,000 doctors will meet in a ceremonial environment to recognize and share the achievements of all members and associates of GSI. The first gala, held in 2023, was a grand success. The event also offers opportunities for continuing education as well as networking with the global hub of medical professionals and specialists, including fields of medicine, dentistry, optometry, pharmacy, chiropractic, and philosophy, amongst others. The Doctor's Dream Team. There are several projects in the portfolio of GSI, with many currently in a launch mode. These projects have formed directly from the world's top doctors movement and all fall under the umbrella of Global Summit Institute. For now, we are rolling out these brands by positioning one of the Doctor's Dream Team members at the forefront. Doctor's Dream Team is another product of GSI, which constitutes the speaking arm, whereby a member of the Doctor's Dream Team distributes the strategies and marketing of GSI on a global scale. The education arm of GSI includes the HEX Commission, a forum of professionals that review, discuss, and act on critical and important issues in healthcare today, raise questions, and guide the pendulum to facilitate meaningful change and betterment of healthcare practices. The second educational arm of GSI is the Global Webinar Series, a first of its kind platform which combines a podcast with a webinar. The series aims to engage with members worldwide, offering discussions and insight into global health trends and practices to engage, educate, and ensure that strategic implementation of global summit initiatives. In order to create the desired paradigm shift that GSI wants to achieve, there needs to be in place a specific plan. Each of the projects in launch mode have been designed to play a part in this achieving GSI's goals. Next are the brands that have already branched off of GSI. So these are the accomplishments. Dental AI Association is one example. Universal Fastening System is another example. Academy of Oral Surgery. The Academy of Oral Surgery represents one of the educational arms of Global Summits Institute and strives to facilitate education beyond what is taught in dental school. Founded on the fact that 50% of the American dental market is pain-driven, the procedures offered at the Academy of Oral Surgery are those which directly combat pain and those which are most commonly performed by general dentists throughout the world, including extractions, emergency surgeries, and implants. AOS operates on a membership basis, and members can benefit from a multitude of upskilling, networking, and educational offering that AOS provides. In addition to these verticals, which have already branched off GSI, we also have a suite of upcoming projects. Notably, these are the LA Dental Hospital, the Two Tower Resort and Spa, and the Dental Hospital Association. The LA Dental Hospital is the world's first organ-shaped smart facility as a hospital concept. It will be a hub of innovation which will offer robotics technology, AI, and metaverse, where educators, clinicians, vendors, affiliates, and suppliers will all be based under one roof in an industry-leading world-class facility. It has been born out of the issue that hospitals are ill-equipped to treat dental patients to the quality, standard, and time frame that it requires. Los Angeles Dental Hospital will encompass both emergency and elective care. The facility will be open and operational at the full 24-hour per day, providing around-the-clock care for the patients. The Universal School of Health will take up a floor of the LA Dental Hospital, which offer advanced mastership degrees and doctorate of healthcare in business. Another core project of GSI is the Two Tower Resort and Spa. The unique design of two towers alongside its attractive Los Angeles airport location lends it to becoming one of the world's leading facilities of medical tourism. Thank you for your time and interest in Global Summit Institute. I hope that this introductory presentation has evoked much interest and excitement about our missions and our projects. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Javid. That was very exciting, the projects that are in the works. And with that said, the Global Summits Institute being a project in operation by, of, and for the benefit of healthcare providers. We look forward to working with you extensively in these projects. Next, we will have Dr. Reza Khosravi. This is an exciting topic that affects every aspect of the profession, from the administrative, academic, and financial, to the clinical, to our personal lives. So it would be very interesting to hear. I've been doing some lectures with Dr. Khosravi across the country, and regarding the Dental AI Association, which is another idea and a concept that has come about by top docs that are participating in that. And to briefly introduce you guys to Dr. Reza, who's a distinguished international dentist with extensive training in Europe and North America. As an innovator in the field of dentistry, he founded numerous unique platforms and currently owns over 100 domains related to dental health and technology. So you can tell what the game plan is there. In 2021, he relocated from Canada to US to join a residency program in orthodontics and dentofacial orthopedics. Dr. Reza's commitment to advancing his knowledge and skills extend beyond traditional dental education. He has actively participated in online training in artificial intelligence offered by prestigious institutions, including MIT, Harvard, and others. In recognition of his contribution to the field of dentistry, in December 2023, he was selected for the world's top doctors, class of 2024, and officially inducted into the Global Summits Institute as an elected member of this esteemed group. His innovative spirit led to him to co-found the Dental AI Association in February of 2024 with the full support of the GSI. Through his various roles as an innovator, entrepreneur, and with plans to venture into education, Dr. Reza continues to make significant contributions to the advancement of dentistry through the application of dental AI technology. And as a consequence of GSI enabling DAIA, Dental AI Association, we are hopeful that DAIA will enable all of your ideas and visions and dreams utilizing dental artificial intelligence technologies, as well as deploying them to bring those ideas to life. So you're welcome to reach out to DAIA for that. With that said, it's a great honor to have you. You're almost days and weeks away from being a full-blown orthodontist. I congratulate you on that. And with that said, you have the floor.
Thank you, Dr. Shah, for the introduction. I consider it as a privilege to be part of this webinar, and of course, being considered as a Basket One member. Greetings, everyone. In the field of dentistry, numerous associations and academies provide dentists and dental specialists with dedicated support and facilitate advancement in their specific area of practice. However, until recently, no organization was specifically dedicated to integrating AI into dentistry. Research indicates that current dental education does not adequately address AI, which is crucial for practices in the 21st century. The growing number of papers being published shows a growing agreement on the need to include AI in dental education. I feel to introduce Dental AI Association, the first of its kind leading authority on artificial intelligence in dentistry, currently established to operate in North America and Europe. The association, as the first of its kind, the association commits to leading in education, innovation, research, and setting ethical standards while encouraging teamwork across different fields within the dental and AI communities. The association establishment resulted in creation of 7 specialized committees, each focusing on on a specific area of dental AI. Here, looking at the 7 committees of Dental AI Association, the Leadership Committee, Education, Training, Professional Development, and Certificate Committee, Research, Innovation, and Technology Committee, Ethics, Governance, Legal, and Regulatory Affairs Committee, Association Affairs Committee, and Affiliated Committee, as well as the International Advisory and Special Interest. Also, I'm thrilled to introduce Dental AI Academy, which has been established within Dental AI Association under the guidance of 22 chairs. The Dental AI Academy promotes AI in dental education through scholarly publications, practical training, and online platforms, preparing a future-ready dental workforce proficient in AI technologies. Also, the education division of DIA is dedicated to pioneering educational initiatives that integrate AI into dental training. Our aim is to build a curriculum that not only imparts theoretical knowledge, but also practical AI applications in dentistry. Each divisions within Dental AI Academy are in mandate in participating in development of a scholarly book, which would lead the world's first comprehensive dental AI reference book. This book would cover all aspects of the dental field, marking a pioneering achievement in the integration of AI with dentistry. Currently, Dental AI Academy offers the fellowship in dental artificial intelligence, which is a comprehensive one-year program designed to explore the details of AI applications in dentistry, the advanced applications and research fellowship in dental AI, which is also a one-year program focused on exploring and developing cutting-edge technologies in the field of dentistry, and the master programs in dental AI, which is a 2-year course of study that provides an in-depth exploration of AI and its transformative impact on dental science and practice. If you have an idea, but unsure where to take your idea, we are inviting you to submit your concept. We are here to help turn your awesome ideas into reality, offering the support and tools you need to make it happen in the world of dental AI. Currently, there are 2 dental AI awards designed to be offered by Dental AI Academy. Excellence in Dental AI Innovation Award. This award aims to recognize outstanding contributions that harness AI to revolutionize dental healthcare delivery and patient outcome, and the academic achievement in Dental AI Award. We aim to commend scholarly efforts that significantly contribute to the advancement of AI within the dental domain, recognizing rigorous research and scholarly excellence in this specialized field of study. We have also included new division within the Dental AI Academy, which would be architect in dentistry, which would be responsible for designing functional, aesthetically pleasing dental facilities that optimize workflow, patient comfort, and infection control measures to support high quality dental care delivery. On behalf of the leadership of the Dental AI Association, I would like to invite you to join us in the future of dental healthcare and be part of the Dental AI Association. For more information and to learn more about our leadership, I would like to invite you to visit our website at dentalaia.org. And in closing, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to Dr. Shah and the Global Summit Institute for their support and major role in bringing the Dental AI Association to life.
Thank you so much, Dr. Khosravi, for this wonderful presentation. It's our honor and privilege, as well as our duty, to enable other clinicians and other doctors, and we intend to continue to do so uninterrupted. Thank you so much for joining us. And next, we will discuss Velmany. Velmany is a very interesting project that I've been following also along the line as to the potential of helping billions of people with diagnosis and other tools that will eliminate human error or minimize human error, probably a better wording for that. But our next speaker is Dr. Ed Zuckerberg. Thank you for joining us this morning.
My pleasure. Great to be here.
I'd like to introduce you, Dr. Zuckerberg. He has practiced dentistry, the most senior individual on this podium out today, for 35 years before following his family west. He moved to California to be closer with family and help with his son's technology business. You've probably heard of it, as we are currently on it to communicate with you. For the last 9 years, he's devoted himself to giving back to the dental profession, and he still maintains a part-time practice. That's quite honorable. He's a sought-after speaker, writer, dental school lecturer, consultant to dental practice, and advisor to medical and dental startups. When he's not working with the top innovators in the oral technology sector or serving as an AI company, for example, Velmany's key advisor, venture partner for Revere Partners, chief dental officer of Keystone Bio, which is also a revolutionary biopharma company, and also chief dental officer of Viome, the first salivary detection test for non-invasive diagnosis of oral and throat cancer, which I know to be one of his passions. You will find him working on his swing at the golf course or foiling his friends at the bridge table. With that said, Dr. Zuckerberg, it's an honor to have you.
Thanks, Keanor. It's great to be here and representing the team at Velmany. I know they are very proud to have been selected for Basket 1 of the Dentistry Fund, and I'm very excited to be an advisor. I just crossed my 1-year anniversary of working with the company, and I've seen tremendous growth in that time, and looking forward to further growth with the company. So they meld two of my passions that and vision for what's the future of dental technology holds, namely AR, VR, and dental and artificial intelligence as it relates to dentistry. So, up to date, one of the problems that dentists experience is the inconsistencies with treatment plans and patient acceptance. In general, people need to understand what's going on in their mouths. And if I take you back 25 years, when I was a pioneer in dental technology and was one of the first, so to speak, kids on the block to have digital radiography in 1998, prior to that time, it was a pretty frustrating experience for dentists trying to explain to patients on a very small film image what's going on in their mouth. We could see it, but they couldn't. So a big leap at that time was the availability or the debut of digital radiography, which now allowed us to put an image on, blow up an image of a single tooth on the full screen and explain to the patient what's going on in their mouth and have them, more actively take a role in their own treatment. 25 years later, I'm happy to say that we're on the forefront of another huge dynamic step in patient education, understanding, and also enabling the practitioner to deliver better dental care. So prior to Velmany, dentists were working with digital images. Some dentists out there probably still doing dental film images, as I can tell from occasionally leafing through dental catalogs and seeing that traditional dental film is still available for purchase. But most dentists really lack the tools for really using the technology of digital imaging to its fullest. So Velmini looks to change that with their 2D, 3D, VR, and AR solutions. And they're also on the cutting edge of utilizing artificial intelligence in fields of dentistry to not only outline and verify for patients and make patients feel more secure about their diagnosis, but also to assist practitioners with not only diagnostics but also treatment planning and actual rendering treatment, finding accessory canals that they couldn't see with the naked eye, or determining airway, adequate bone availability for implant placement, etc. And it's presented to both the practitioner and the patient in a manner that allows for simplistic understanding. So we're no longer strictly limited in black and white. We're outlining key areas in color, showing sinus, TMJ, impacted wisdom teeth, etc. Periapical pathology becomes more understandable and more treatable as the practitioners gain valuable insight on the prognosis for a tooth and how to improve on failed results like this failed root canal by finding accessory canals. Existence of filling, digitally portraying pocket depths, things of that nature. And when it comes to implant dentistry, we can look for existing conditions and highlight them and determine appropriate treatment plans for the patient. So the tools that Velmini has built on are the ability to analyze x-rays rapidly. The dentist gets to either accept Velmini's recommendations and findings, and also as more and more practitioners utilize this technology, the technology actually grows even smarter through crowdsourced information. Up until now, again, we're still looking at 2D representations like panoramic images, but the real game changer, as you'll see soon, is that Velmini is the first company to incorporate the virtualization and 3D integration of cone beam. So now patients can understand things visually observing them through a VR headset, and the experience is like an out-of-body experience of their own head and neck area. So they're now viewing areas in their airway where there may be adequate or inadequate space. They're visualizing the location of their mandibular canal, which enables the practitioner to explain the treatment risks and treatment possibilities available. Associated jaw structure related problems and problems with the teeth portrayed to the patient in a manner that they've never been able to see before. So what we'll see here is a ability to rotate the skull and add color, demonstrating things like the inferior alveolar canal. We're going to see sinus areas. We're going to highlight the temporomandibular joint area and we're also going to demonstrate the airway to the patient and any potential issues that they're having that, you know, be it a sleep apnea patient or whatnot. Treatment plans, like placement of implants, can also be demonstrated to the patient so they can see the treatment that they're going to be looking at, or that the practitioner has recommended in a manner that's we've never been able to demonstrate to them before. The use of VR to make a more relaxing patient experience by distraction or enabling, just generally making the patient dental office experience more comfortable. So Valmini is the leader in interpreting and delivering AI information and virtual reality utilization of cone beam technology. They're enhancing and creating for the practitioner patient information, diagnostic insurance information, all in a single view. And all this is archived for historical reference. As mentioned, higher patient acceptance of treatment plans and recommendations. When they understand what's going on and see it visually, they're more likely to go ahead with treatment recommendations. And again, ultimately, we're not taking the power of what the final treatment plan and decision is away from the dentist and or the patient. We're just making everybody be more aware of conditions leading to, better collaboration between the doctor and the patient. Ultimately, the bottom line means increased revenue and profit for the dental practice. Okay, thank you. And again,
Thank you so much.
Well, relishes the opportunity to be part of the basket one of the Dentistry Fund.
Thank you so much. We're honored to have you. What a great presentation. As clinicians, we do miss things, no matter how diligent we are, no matter how well we try to accommodate patients. And recalls, I still catch things that I should have caught during the initial exam. And the human error is going to tremendously go on. This is a classic example of how we can take artificial intelligence for our benefit. Thank you so much for taking the time on a Sunday to join us, Dr. Zuckerberg. Next up, we have Dr. Eric Vanek presenting the Universal Fastening System, not only with applications in dentistry or medicine and healthcare, but also in an array of industrial scenarios. I'm sure you guys are seeing a lot of news coming out about airplanes failing and submarines failing and so forth. So there's some interesting topic there with Dr. Vanek. I'd like to introduce him. Welcome to the show, first of all. How are you?
Hey, good afternoon, good morning to everyone worldwide. I'm really excited to be here and honored to be included amongst all the partners in the Dental Fund. Hello, everybody. Doing good.
All right, Dr. Vanek, a quick introduction. Dr. Vanek cites his interesting life experiences background for all of his academic and business achievements. His parents are both Czech and immigrated from Prague in the 60s. Dr. Vanek was born and raised in California. He received a Bachelor of Science in Geological Studies from the University of California, Santa Barbara, where he was honored with a Congressional Medal for Studies in Antarctic Geophysics with the director of the Institute for Crustal Studies. His doctorate is from Creighton University School of Dentistry. He comes from a long line of engineers with family members having worked for TRW, Boeing, Raytheon, JPL, United States Air Force, and has been passionate about engineering and aerospace since his teenage years. Through his profession and working as an advisor to corporations like Sprintray and Prometheus, Dr. Vanek received experience in many areas of specialized biomedical sciences. These experiences have put him into a unique position to innovate and operate businesses. Very exciting stuff. Dr. Vanek, please inform us more.
All right. Well, I'm here to shake it up, you guys. We're talking about something real that we build. So the world's built on real things. And a lot of the things, if you look around the room you're in, are built with fasteners. So the laptop that you're on has fasteners in it. The automobiles you drive, the things we fly, and there's biomedical applications with dental implants, orthopedics, and that's what kind of brings us into this dental fun. But I'm here to kind of expand your mind into things that you probably have never thought about. So let me get to my next slide. There we go. So as Dr. Shah was introducing me, yeah, I have some family background that makes me passionate about this. But what I'm here to do is to introduce you to a concept that we are coining the 3D screw, which is one piece of a complex proprietary fastening system that we can use for lots of applications. So this screw is a component, but we're a early stage pre-revenue startup, and we're giving our intellectual property as a license. And we've assembled a team of fastener experts with hundreds of years of experience. When you total us together, that we'll go in physically to these places that are having problems. Of the news trendy right now is companies like Boeing, but we're looking at verticals in the space of construction, tamper resistance, and our patent pending designs are changing the way engineers solve all of these issues, security risk connections. And the way we do that is through a unique head design that's three-dimensional. So I'll show you in the next slide what I'm holding, but basically this three-dimensional lobe solves the primary cause of fastener failures. So over torque, and then we can also use things to decrease vibration problems in large machinery, cyclic fatigue, and number one being improper installation. So the installer using whatever drivers that they use for a cruciform, a hex, a Torx, things like that most dentists are familiar with because we're pretty handy. Those things get installed incorrectly and they cause massive failures. So it could be the landing gear of aircraft. It could be something in the mining industry. And for example, 10 billion just in that one industry alone is lost due to fastener failure downtime. There's estimates of $40 billion of losses incurred through poor fastener design, relationships, critical failures. And we're intending to disrupt an industry that's now almost 50 years old of its foundational technology, utilizing the three-dimensional screw. So what you're looking at here is a depiction of what I'm holding, and it's basically a three-dimensional view of a head that will change the way we design the fasteners as they enter two bodies. We can use a protective capping that can either be for corrosion resistance or aerodynamics, hydrodynamics, implying obviously uses in space, rocketry, automotive being, just a few things. We can use standardized threading, or as in dental implants, many of the listeners here today will be familiar with, the type of thread designs that we use commonly in implants, rectangular threads, stuff that is going to be going into soft bodies. And I think where our technology stands out is when you have a soft body needing to be fastened together, and we can prevent that over torque. A good example of maybe an application that we'll localize is something like an interior automotive design when you're using composite components where we would previously use metal. So our intent is we're going to basically lower the weight and increase the strength using new materials and employing the way those materials are incorporated into all kinds of verticals. So obviously biomedical being something we talk about here, but aerospace, transportation, defense. What you're looking at here is across the street from me where I'm standing right here. I can see the sign for a drone manufacturer that happens to be based in Southern California nearby. So we're trying to get into these verticals and find, through proof of concept, how we can help solve their problems. And what are those value elements that the 3D screw offers? They basically include the connection to the hard to reach areas, because not only does this three-dimensional head prevent over torque, but it also enables an access that's off angle. So through patented design technology, we can access points internally up to 135 degrees off the vertical. So coming in and taking two bodies and bringing them together with that type of access will enable you to benefit the design of something like a drone, making it smaller, lighter. Internal components of something like a large aircraft, like a Boeing 787, still has constriction issues in the cockpit area. And those are things that we know are problems that the design engineers have, and we have a solution for them that they haven't thought of and hasn't occurred to them. The main thing is we've got multiple high value design features, and that's going to drive our market penetration. There's a lot of opportunity, and the key is distilling it down to what are the things at hand and how do we get to cash positive revenue stream in the briefest amount of time as we gradually expand the scope of this invention and how it will be applied across many industries. So it prevents catastrophic failure, and as a result, you're going to decrease manufacturing downtime on large assembly lines, things like Tesla or Boeing or any of those things that might be incorporating technologies that have robotic installation. This head design and the increased surface area allows you to actually carry a fastener into the site. That could be important in orthopedics and biomedical when you're using sterilized components and you want to be able to use a robotic arm to install them to control the application to keep it sterile. Obviously, something that we deal with a lot in dentistry and dental implant. So what we have is a product development timeline that lasts probably about 12 months. Right now, we're still working on proof of concept, but we're engaging and we have traction in multiple verticals across different industries. Things like construction, renewable energy, tamper-proofing are low kind of barrier of entry. The long haul things that would be extremely profitable would be things like defense and biomedical, where you need FDA approvals for internal components for orthopedics. We understand those things will take time, and what we're looking at here is just focusing on what do we have at hand in the short term. So our product development would start initially with feasibility and design for a given application and prototyping. The Universal Fastening System company and concept is that we are basically offering our services as a consulting firm and then licensing out the technology once we achieve a solution that's desirable. So with our current clientele that we're working with, we're prototyping and working on those initial ideas at our expense. And then we go to a test and certification process that would be something that they would utilize typically in the industries that have massive catastrophic failure and certification specifications. They have individual third-party testers and manufacturers. So our intent is to utilize those systems in place and then verify what we have designed, then build it. Whether they build it using their manufacturers or we use ours, we have metallurgists, engineers, and industry insiders, and we're able to produce these technologies for the customer, or in a defense-oriented, high value, one-off type of design, utilize their existing manufacturing structure with a Department of Defense certified manufacturing. And then we adjust and retrial based on the customer's, wants. And our idea of proof of concept is repeated orders. So once we establish ourselves in a given industry, we want to have a great reputation and continue with that. The 3D team involves a group of advisors, like I said, with hundreds of years of experience. One of which has been working in fasteners for over 60 years and has worked on every major aircraft that you can think of and is highly involved in defense aerospace, and he's coming to us from that. Others internationally, we've got players on the ground in Asia, in Europe, and we're working on contacts in South America. So right now we're working on 4 continents. We're literally a global company, and without brick and mortar ties, we're able to be flexible and mobile. So we're looking at a $96 billion a year industry, and we're trying to inch into 1% of it. So the goal is a vast network utilizing fasteners in every vertical you can think of, and it's highly scalable. The design and the attack of our business planning is low capital. So our core competencies are going to be bringing these proprietary designs and creativity that the industry does not seem to have within itself. So that's how we're a disruptor. So we have our proprietary designs, but we have our expertise in engineering with our advisors, the metallurgy and manufacturing. These are all things at our fingertips. And these are people that are involved with Congress and have Department of Defense connections and already ins to give us the traction that we're looking for. Like I said, this is a big market. There are 90 billion plus a year target verticals. And basically, we just have to figure out which one to attack first. So currently, we're working in construction, tamper-proof, and renewable energy. We have contacts with Vestas and GE, and those things are going to hopefully bring us fruit in the near term. We're prioritizing these verticals because they're the quicker to market, unlike, let's say, something that needs FDA approval or orthopedics. And we know that defense can be a slow crawl, but could be very profitable. We have leads getting us into companies like Northrop, Lockheed, and getting in front of design teams that are working on the 6th generation fighter. We work closely with a company, the Nevada Automotive Testing Center, who just won a $77 million contract. They're designing the next light-duty military truck, and we're trying to incorporate the universal fastening system into those designs by showing the proof of concept, getting testing data, and they're ratifying the initial designs of how we prevent over torque, and we're seeing where that could be included. So our immediate go-to-market strategy is to leverage all our advisors' knowledge and using trade shows and networking, getting in front of these clients, these verticals, and applying our technology into the problems that they have. There's basically an endless amount of verticals, and the key is to be able to be focused. So we've got aerospace, automotive, robotics, transportation, defense, biomedical as just a few of the things. We see we have huge advantages in lightening the weight. We're partnering with a manufacturing company that has patented proprietary forging techniques, and those things utilizing titanium will enable lighter weight fasteners that we'll use in space and in aircraft, and will benefit cars. One of the things with the EVs now is they're extremely heavy, damaging infrastructure and roads, and anything that you can do to lighten the load decreases the transportation costs of your components for manufacturing. And we're a company that's also looking at this from an environmental perspective. So as a capitalist, we want to benefit things monetarily, but we want to do it in a lasting, sustainable way. And by decreasing the materials, weight, cost, and waste, by using alternative designs, we can incorporate everything that we dream of in a new revolutionary way to assemble these products. So long story short is there's no stone to be left unturned. There's a lot of work to be done. And through foresight, we want to save time, money, make things safer, and improve the world we live in, and that change the way that the fastener industry has been running for decades upon decades. And with that, I just want to remind everyone that this is an opportunity to get involved and to invest. And don't be intimidated, because although us as companies, we're looking for the angel investor that's going to be the whole cat and caboodle, UFS is involved in this group with the Dentistry Fund because the barrier of entry is low. So talk to Revere, look at their website. You can onboard for, thousands of dollars. You don't have to be putting millions or hundreds of thousands of dollars into the investment. Thank you, and appreciate your time, Dr. Shah.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Dr. Rick. It's very exciting when doctors start branching out in different areas of industry. And you picked a big one to participate in, given that the whole world is held together by fasteners and glues and everything around us. And we look forward to also seeing some of your medical and orthopedic applications come to market in regards to implants and prosthetics and the hips and joints and etc. Thank you again for your time on a Sunday. Wow, what a robust group. Last but not least, I'd like to introduce one of my personal favorites, because she is a doctor coming in from a different industry and helping us with our problems. What could be more beautiful than that? And hopefully Dr. Emily Stein can elaborate on her story as to how she came up with this potentially profession-changing concept. Thank you so much, Dr. Stein, for joining us today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
I'd like to introduce you very briefly so the audience has an idea of who you are and where you come from. Dr. Emily Stein is working to redefine the landscape of oral and systemic health. Her leadership at Primal Health is driving the development of cutting-edge microbiome products while unraveling the intricacies of biofilm-related oral and systemic diseases. Dr. Stein has founded several biotech startups with successful exits, has 18 patents. It's very hard to get one. She's got 18, and has earned numerous awards and accolades, making her a respected authority in the oral microbiome and soft tissue inflammation. She earned a bachelor's in anthropology and a bachelor's in microbiology and immunology from the University of Iowa. She received her PhD in microbiology at the University of California, Berkeley. And she completed her postdoctorate fellowship at Stanford University School of Medicine in the Department of Immunology and Rheumatology. So you have been in multiple industries, at multiple IB schools. We are highly honored to hear it. I encourage all of our dental colleagues to listen to it, because she just also launched. And actually, her product is on my shelf over there, but I'll let her elaborate on that more. Thank you so much, Dr. Stein. The floor is yours.
Thanks, Dr. Shah. It's a pleasure to be in front of you today. So actually longer than 13 years ago, I got pulled into oral microbiology because my grandmother had a stroke from a tooth extraction. And it turns out that there's a 50% increased risk of a heart attack or stroke after a tooth gets pulled or a dental implant gets placed. And that risk can extend for 4 weeks. And then there's a reduced risk that can extend to 6 months. And the reason is not due to malpractice or anything. It's actually due to the microbes that are harbored in the mouth and the throat. And so our main focus at Primal Health is to really redesign who's living, what microbes are living in the mouth and throat of patients for improved dental outcomes, but also systemic outcomes. And so we've developed a novel technological approach to steer the metabolism of microbes in the mouth. And by doing that, we're selectively then rebalancing these microbes within the biofilm. And we've developed over the past 13 years a patented pipeline of these bioactive ingredients, both prebiotics, postbiotics, and new molecules that even work on multi-drug resistant biofilms. Our current pipeline contains 32 assets that can be deployed across multiple product lines, both in general hygiene products, gum disease specific products, cavities products, peri-implantitis, and then also disinfection. We've developed a large patent footprint, including composition of matter claims. So these protect our ingredient combinations at multiple dosage ranges. And then we're also working to expand our patent footprint in new territories across the globe. So our business model is something a little bit different. We are a discovery platform technology company. So we make revenue by selling bulk products, bulk ingredients on a supply and licensing format, and then take that revenue, reinvest it into our company to do further discovery and development, but also share those proceeds with our investors in the form of dividends. We also have numerous subsidiaries, both building out our own brands and then joint venture brands that additionally drive revenue and exit opportunities for incoming and current investors. So our market traction has been significant. We've been working on this for over a decade. We are now engaged in very many licensing and supply negotiations with very large entities and some small entities that will convert to about $115 million in lifetime value, with an additional pipeline of over 30 other partners in the process. We also have current sales and distribution relationships in over 6 countries. And for every dollar we spend, we're able to generate 5x in revenue in marketing. We also have partner-driven FDA approval partnerships in process. One is in process actually for gingival health in patients with gum disease. And we are happy to announce that we just won first place in the dental category, voted by NASA, European Space Agency, and Roscosmos. So it looks like our experiments up in space paid out. And so we are offering a $50 million capped safe at a 10% discount at conversion. And how you guys make money are annually through dividends, and then exits either through merger and acquisition or IPO of our daughter company brands. The use of funds from your investment will be put towards really expanding and building out new inventory for us. So we're going to take our 6 current products and double that this year, and also deploy a lot of capital towards growth marketing. Our goal is to expand from 6 countries to 8 countries by the end of the year, and also fund the development and new intellectual property build out to cover our new discoveries that we are sitting on, and also protect us in new territories. Then lastly, your investment will go towards additional discovery work. We have a lot of work to do in the oral cavity, and there's opportunities for novel development of products that really decrease the rates of oral systemic diseases. Our team is nimble and very experienced, highly passionate, and goal-oriented. As you heard, I'm a serial entrepreneur. We run a lean startup model. I'm partnered with some lovely human beings that are all passionate about cleaning up mouths. Many of them have actually suffered personally from poor oral hygiene related systemic diseases or their loved ones. And so we're all rolling up our sleeves to really create change in the marketplace and improve product quality and product efficacy for patient outcomes and clinical benefit. And with that, I'm really thankful for your time and attention today, and I look forward to answering any questions in indirect emails.
Thank you so much for coming on a Sunday, all of you. Some have religious obligations, some have family obligations, but we are all working towards the benefit of our colleagues. And if, as last words, if you are interested in as an investor or as a company with ideas, I encourage you to visit dentistryfund.com, or you are welcome to also contact Revere Partners at the designated email imi@reverepartnersvc.com. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time, and we shall see you for an update in the months and years to come. Have a great evening.